Tonight, 13 Investigates is digging deeper and is learning more about why a man accused of shooting a Metro police officer was out on the streets free at the time of the shooting. This is video, and it shows Malik Hill walking to the courtroom for his initial appearance this morning. And it turns out that he likely was free at the time of the shooting, all because of one letter in his first name.
Rich Nye has been digging into this case for days and joins us with what he's learned tonight.
Well, how do you spell Malik? Two ways according to the justice system records. And how does a convicted felon on parole get arrested for another felony but walk out of jail on a $500 cash bond? The answer is the difference between an I and an A. Malik Hill was arrested January 31st for shoplifting at a Walmart and fleeing police in a car. That's M-Y-L-I-K. But the same man served more than 8 years in prison for armed robbery under the name M-Y-L-A-K in the Indiana Department of Correction records.
When the name was run as his name as he was arrested under, nothing came back. And so that's what caused the procession of events.
Marion Superior Court was not aware Hill was on parole, so he was given a $500 cash bond, which his wife paid, and Hill was out of jail in a matter of hours in the middle of the night, before the prosecutor ever filed charges.
Had the court had the information regarding him being on parole at the time of the new arrest, that would have changed the trajectory of how this case was processed.
Would a convicted felon who's on parole be released on a $500 cash bond?
No, typically no.
Judge Amy Jones says typically a felon on parole who was arrested for a new felony would be held for 15 days. The Indiana Department of Correction became aware of Hill's new arrest and marked him in violation of parole February 2nd. But the prosecutor's office says it was still unaware that Hill was on parole at his initial hearing February 14th. The first name spelling difference confused the entire legal process.
Every prior is listed as M-Y-L-I-K. The only anomaly is the case that is the parole violation, that he was in the Department of Correction and served that time was the M-Y-L-A-K.
So one case with a one-letter difference that may be most responsible for Malik Hill remaining free on bail for 4 weeks before Officer Thomas Mangan was shot in the throat in an alley.
Okay, so let's be clear here, Rich. No one messed up?
Well, according to the judge, there appears to be a flaw in the system, obviously, but the judge says that no one who was involved with any of these agencies made any mistake, and they did their jobs based on the information that they had at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just so frustrating because you think there's date of birth, there's social security numbers. I mean, there certainly are other identifying factors other than the spelling of your first name.
The judge says in this situation, it's a name check.